Hey guys, welcome to the Fattz Media Podcast. It's your boy Seymour. This is the first official episode, so I'm still working through the kinks here to get this going. Um, so the Fattz Media Podcast is going to be a daily podcast, Monday through Friday. I'm going to do my best to. It's going to be just talking podcast where I'm just talking. Then there's going to be days where you're going to get clips from the today's rundown podcast, which is the vlog, the YouTube channel. So you're going to get the audio from that experience. You're going to put that here in the podcast form. Just strip the audio and put it on here. Of course, thank you all, whoever's subscribing, whoever's just watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Like I said, just starting out right now and trying to build something big here. So with Fattz Media, just to talk a little bit about what we're doing over here. Fattz Media is a company that I've started, and Fattz Media will have a website. It's going to have a website where you're going to be able to see. You're going to see all of our content on there on the website form, and then we also have this podcast. So we're going to be in the podcast space. We have video space. So you're going to see us on YouTube and other social media platforms, all under the name Fattz Media. And then we have an app. So the app is our super app, is our superpower. Is going to incorporate everything. So our app is going to have music, video, podcast, and it's open to the public, meaning we're going to pay creators to post content on there. It's still in beta, so we're not paying creators as of yet. So hopefully we can incorporate that in the future. But right now, what you can do is you can upload your content. Let's say you want to sell something, you want to sell a song. Is we do music and video. So it's Netflix and Spotify combined. That's basically what this is. Audible too, because we're putting the book into it. We're going to incorporate books into it in the future. But right now, what we have right now in the beta format, if you go to Nario, it's available in your app stores, Android and Apple. You can upload a song, put it up for sale, or just put it up for streaming. Oh, sorry for the noise. Of course, they're doing that now when we're recording. I'm not going to stop it. We're going to keep this raw. We're going to keep this going. So you're going to be able to upload a song and check it off if you want to make it sellable, right? Or you can just put it up for streaming purposes. And then you can just share the link, or you can just, as we get more subscribers, people are going to be listening to your music. So it's a great way for you to put your music up there. You own 100% of the rights to your music. If you sell your song, if you put it up for sale, people can purchase the song and you can share the link. People go and buy it and they can pay for it through PayPal and use their credit card, use their PayPal account, whatever. You have your your creator portal. So you're going to have your page, your web page, where you can go to and you can, it'll be the behind the scenes. It won't be just on the app. So you can go behind the scenes there and you can post stuff, but you can also see your balance. So you'll be able to see your balance and you can just request a withdrawal. So once it's reviewed, confirm that you made the sale and everything, we approve it. We just click a button and you get paid right away. So everyone's going to get paid within 24 hours of requesting withdrawal of their funds. Okay, we're not setting it on automatic withdrawal because right now it's early stages. Like I said, we're in beta. We're still fixing everything, and we don't want anybody, any hackers coming and doing any shady things on there. So we have to physically confirm each transaction. So if you put up a song for sale and you get a whole bunch of purchases, we're not reviewing every person that purchased it. We just want to make sure that the person requesting the withdrawal is the same person that put it up for sale. You know what I'm saying? So there's no issues with that. So the people get paid for their music and their content. Okay. So you'll be able to put up video content for sale. You'll be able to put up audio for sale. So if you want to make let's say you have a podcast series and you want to have a special premium podcast episode where people can support by purchasing that episode, they can, you can share that link and you can get them to come to Nario and they can purchase it and then you can cash out that. All right. You can also integrate, you're going to be able to integrate your podcast feed onto Nario as well. So under your creator portal, there's going to be a podcast tab there. You click podcast and you just copy and paste your RSS feed. You can get your RSS feed depending on who's putting out your podcast. So if you're putting out through Spotify, you're putting it out through Podbean, through all the other podcast platforms, you can go into the settings in your podcast and it'll have it there. You'll have the web address which hosts your feed. So then you just copy and paste that over to the Nario podcast tab. And then every 24 hours, your podcast is automatically updated. You don't have to update your podcast on there every day, or, whenever you upload your podcast, you just upload it to your regular provider and it'll automatically update on there. Okay. So, and for independent artists, we're going to be doing interviews. And when you're interviewed, when we interview you, we'll be able to put that on all our platforms so you can get exposure. This is to all the independent artists, all the content creators. You can get interviewed by us, and then we'll put it up on YouTube, put it up on the podcast, put it up on the website, on the blog. So if it doesn't get many views, you'll still be in the algorithm. You'll still be, your name will still pop up on Google. When people search your name, is more hits, is more backlinks that'll build up your profile with Google and with the search engine. Okay. So for people that don't know about search engine optimization, this helps you a lot. So the more you can get your name out there on different platforms tagging you, hashtagging you, and posting content and putting up your name, then when you're searched, you pop up more on the search page. So if you Google, say, your artist name, say Nas, and then all the recent Nas interviews, everything pops up on Google, right? But if you're just putting stuff up on Instagram and you're not getting any interviews, you're not doing anything, you're not getting any motion, getting interviews with other platforms, when you Google your name, sometimes maybe your Instagram profile might pop up on the Google search, but nothing else is on there. There's not a lot of information that they can collect from you, so you're not popping up on the feed. So that's just something to consider for the artists out there. I'm going to be talking about SEO stuff and stuff like that in the future. But right now, I'm going to talk about some music news. Thanks for listening to that part right there. That's just me describing Nario. But if you want to check it out, Nario is Narrio. You can go to the website, nario.co, or just go straight to the App Store. Download it. It's free. Download the app. And we have a few artists on there. We have 10 artists on there, music artists, that they have their content up there. We have Fattz Media. Today's Rundown YouTube channel videos, it's on there. Not all of them, but we're working on posting all of them now and getting everything up there now. The podcast is going up there as well. All right. But now I want to talk about this episode. I want to talk about Diddy. So now today, it's Monday, June 30th, and Diddy has rested his case. The defense has rested their case. They gave their closing arguments. The prosecution gave their closing arguments first before the defense. So the defense got to say the final word. So I don't know, that helps. I feel like that helps the defense in certain cases, because if the defense gives a great closing argument, it can kind of overshadow what the prosecution said. Now, with Diddy's situation, with everything going on with him, you really don't know which way this is going to go. But I'm going to give my take on this. Number one, I don't believe that this was a RICO. I don't believe that this was a RICO at all. This is a RICO. RICO was created to get the mob, to get organized crime, to get a big group of people. They've used this to charge one person. They insinuated early on that there was going to be more than one person. That was going to be more than Diddy. That never happened. It was just Diddy. They also leaked tons and tons. This is more of a reason why I kept thinking, hey, Diddy's guilty for assaulting. You got him on video for assaulting. He's definitely guilty for certain things, but he's not guilty for this. He's not guilty for RICO. There was no need to lock down a LA street for 12 or 24 hours and have like 50, 60 agents raiding a home from 4 or 5 departments. And then you come out and the only thing you have to show for it is baby oil. And they keep pointing to these images of these guns. They're all legally obtained guns. They never point out the fact that the guns are legal. If they weren't legal, he would have been charged for them, for possession of a weapon. Just possession of that amount of firearms. If it was illegal, he would have been charged with that, and he automatic jail time for those things. So, you got him, guaranteed on that, but that was never brought up. They brought up thousands of bottles of baby oil. Turned out that there was 35 bottles. The guy's house has 30 rooms in it. 30 rooms. So 35 bottles. He could have a bottle in every room, and then in certain rooms he could have two bottles under the sink. So, I don't get this. I don't understand. 35 bottles. You can buy 224 packs from Costco and have it in your storage. They have a huge pantry. They have a storage. They have, I've seen I looked up the realtor description of this home. And with these giant mansions, what they like to do is they like to point out, hey, it has 8 bedrooms and maybe 10 bathrooms. But then they don't, this is just living spaces. This is just living spaces that they promote when they promote a house, but they don't promote the other spaces. So just because you hear 8 bedrooms and and 10 bathrooms, you think 18 rooms, but you have to count that these homes have a dining room, a living room, a sitting room, a office, they have multiple rooms. They have a sauna. They have a gym. It's just multiple rooms. So there's 30 rooms in this house, and there's 34 bottles of baby oil. So, and let's say, okay, he had 1,000 bottles of baby oil. So what? So what? He's Diddy. He's a famous musician, and he has access to women, and he's messing with 3, 4 women. All the women know what's going on. These are grown adults, one who has admitted to receiving an allowance, receiving an agreed upon payment for 2 years of $10,000 a month. And she would go hang out with him a couple times a month and take off, or maybe stay there for a week and take off. And she saw him with pictures and saw him running around with other people. She never said a word. And he was running around with, what the one name that surprised me that was not brought up, was never interviewed, was Young Miami. He was running around with Young Miami for over a year behind the scenes. He signed Young Miami to a podcast deal on his network that he owned, that he previously owned. Now that he sold it, he was forced to sell his shares in it. He had Young Miami signed to a $1 million deal, or I believe it was valued at $1 million or a little bit over, for her podcast deal. And she wasn't brought up. She wasn't brought up. There were pictures of him with multiple people at events, at parties, and they kept constantly bringing up and leaking things about things happening at these parties, but then wouldn't bring up people that were actually at the party. Not one person from the party was brought up there. They brought up assistants, they brought up employees, they brought up people that were, maybe, I'm not saying it's true, people that had pressure applied to them saying, hey, testify, or we're going to come after you, or you're going to be charged as an accomplice. And then they testified. And I'm not saying that they lied. They could have been telling the truth, but why weren't the people that were at these parties brought in for questioning? Why weren't they? There was no indication of any paperwork saying that anybody was questioned, anybody that attended these parties. So you can just arrest someone, make a huge show, destroy the man's name, then do a huge news conference saying there's going to be more people that are going to be brought up. It's not just him. There's a RICO charge. It's not just him. Then after, I'm sure you receive pressure. Hey, you're not going to get this famous person on the stand, so don't even think about it. They have to change their strategy, and then they start leaking. RICO doesn't just have to be a group. It could just be one person. And then they said, oh, no, he has multiple people that work for him, gave them a deal, and then all of them turned and said he was violent, he was angry, this and that. This, I don't believe that any of this, I don't believe that people lied. People knew what it was. People heard the rumblings of Diddy and all the situation. What I'm saying is, this is not a RICO. That's what I'm saying. Now, I believe that these people have been thinking about it. The jury has been deliberating. I don't know if they deliberated over the weekend, but I feel that a verdict will be coming down today or tomorrow. It'll definitely come towards the end of this week, but I really feel like it's going to come quick. I think it's going to come today, tomorrow, the latest Wednesday. Today's Monday. June 30th, and I think it's coming out on before Wednesday. I'd be surprised if by tomorrow night there's nothing. By the end of the day tomorrow, I'd be surprised if there's no verdict. And now, for my thoughts on the verdict, I feel like he's going to be found not guilty on a lot of the charges. There's going to be a couple charges I believe he's going to be found guilty on. Um, they're going to push for the maximum, and I believe he's going to be sentenced to anywhere between 5 and 10 years. Now, with if he receives federal charges, if he there's a federal case, sorry, if he there's a federal case because there's a federal case, he has to serve minimum 85% of the time. There's no way you can get out of federal prison without serving 85% of your time unless the prosecution agrees. There's certain circumstances where the prosecution agrees that you gave them information or something and they reduce your time. They talk to the judge, reduce your time by maybe a year, knocks off certain time off your sentence. Then there's actual programs that you can complete in the jail, and then you can knock off time off of that. That's also very limited. It's not going to be a ton of time, but if you stack it all up, if you do all the programs, you can knock off a year or two just off of that. And then you have to stay on good behavior. And I'm sure if he gets 5 or 10 years, I believe Puff will be out in 4. And I mean, he's a 50, 51, 52, 53-year-old man. 4 years, it's a lot because of your old age, but it's not something he can't come back from. He can get out and he can continue with the rest of his life. I personally feel like if he does end up having that time, he's still going to have to fight all of these other charges. No, sorry, not these charges. All of these other lawsuits that he has. So he's still going to be going back and forth to court while serving this time. Now, another thing that I have to consider is because this is a federal charge and he would be found guilty on federal charges, Trump has the option to erase that. Trump can pardon him and get him off. Now, if he gets arrested on state charges, Trump can always get the federal charges taken off, but the state charges would have to be pardoned by the governor. And I don't see that happening. But with the federal charges, if he gets found guilty, I do see Trump pardoning him within a year, if that. If not a year, when it's time for re-election, when it gets closer to that, and Trump wants one of his friends that's going to run, when he steps down, I don't know how influential Puff would be, but when presidents are leaving office, they kind of the things that they really want to do, and that they can do it during that time, right when they're leaving, because we're so invested in the new president coming in that people don't talk too much about what you signed when you left. I mean, they'll bring it up, but it's just a blip. It's not going to be in the history books or anything. But I can definitely see Puff getting out within a year of him being found guilty, or he might have to stick it out and wait until the term of the presidency is almost up. You never know with Trump. So, but I can definitely see if he gets found guilty on federal stuff, he can get his way out of there. Now, as far as financial with Puff, if you want to go money, he still has his LA home, which is $60 million. He's put that up for sale. He has the Miami home, which I believe he sold. That one was 35 million. And then he has other properties. He has properties in New York, buildings, and condos and stuff like that. And he has condos in Florida. And of course, I'm not sure how he split up the money, but his kids all had properties, which I'm sure was all funded by Puff. So, what I'm trying to say is that they're not lacking for funds. They'd be able to sell off some property and survive until they can get things rolling. And of course, he has publishing and royalties for music that he owns and that he's produced in the past, and those checks are always coming in. And so you have that. You can always take out a loan on that with a private equity firm or something like that. So financially, I think Puff's family is going to be okay. It's going to be tight because of all the lawyer fees and everything else, but he can definitely weather this storm if he can just get out of all these lawsuits coming in. So we'll see. I'll keep you updated on with the other podcast episodes. I'm gonna bring this up when the verdict comes in. I'm gonna get back and record. Make sure you go tune into today's rundown on YouTube. Just search Fattz Media, and I have the video podcast up there, or you can always just go to Nario, and all our stuff will be there. And as soon as the verdict is in, I'm going to be putting that up. I'm also going to be, so if you're into TikTok, I'm going to be posting on TikTok for the whole month of July and August. I'm going to be shooting behind the scenes footage of getting this app built. I'm going to shoot behind all live. I'm going to post. I'm going to try to post 10 times a day. I'm going to post the whole process because we have multiple shows, original shows that we're shooting for Nario and for the YouTube channel, and we're gonna clip it up and put it on social media. But we're gonna, I'm gonna shoot, post all day, every day for the next 60 days, starting in July 1st. And what that's gonna do is I'm gonna try to bring in a whole new audience from TikTok and get them to listen to all these other platforms, to all of our other outlets. They're going to listen to our podcast, listen to Nario, listen to all that. So if you want to see the process of growing this, and check out our TikTok and consider following us over there on TikTok under Fattz Media. And we are Fattz Media on everything. So it's Fattz Media on TikTok. We're on Instagram. We're on X. We're on YouTube. Nario, we're as Fattz Media. We have the Nario Media, Nario Music, Nario Music on Instagram, Nario Music on Facebook, and Nario Music on YouTube. So check that out. And we also post blog posts. It's going to be on the Fattz Media website, where we're going to update people on the Nario's progress. On the Nario progress, we're going to post that on Medium under the Nario Music page on Medium. And then on the Fattz Media, we're going to post blog posts. So we're going to post interviews and everything else. All right. I know this is a little crazy. This episode's a little all over the place, and it's a little short. I'm going to make the episodes a little bit longer, but want to get the ball rolling, just get this audio out there. And I just want to make introduction videos so you know what's going on. And then I'm going to start posting every day. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'm just used to saying thanks for watching because of YouTube. But thanks for listening, and subscribe.